Welcome. This is the Mentally Whole podcast. I am your host, Lauren Green. This podcast is a safe place for us to have weekly discussions about mental health, Christ, personal development, and the tools to live our best lives. Stay tuned for a new episode. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Mentally Whole podcast. This is your wonderful host, Lauren Murray. It feels like I haven't recorded an episode in a really long time. It's probably because I went on vacation last week and I didn't do anything related to the podcast, nothing related to YouTube. I literally took a break from all the things. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and do that. I have a link in the description for my birthday vlog that I did. I would love for you guys to check it out. I had a blast in Florida for my birthday. I wanted to go to the beach and be by the water for my birthday, and I did just that. So yeah, check out my birthday vlog on YouTube. So for this week's episode, we are talking about 8 lessons that I learned at 28. So my birthday is May 31st. So when I turned 28, we were in the thick of the pandemic, and we really didn't know when the pandemic would be over. We still don't really know when the pandemic is going to be over. But when I turned 28, it was the middle of the pandemic and we didn't know what was really going on. And one of the things that I told myself at 28 was that I wanted to, I wanted to be around people who loved me, and I wanted to be around people who were reciprocal, right? I wanted to be around people who were reciprocal. Like, I do something for you and then you reciprocate, like you do something for me. And, I wanted to be around people that we match each other's energy, and I also wanted to show up for people who show up for me. I was tired of wasting my time with certain people. Right? And so this goes into one of the birthday lessons, or 8 lessons. So these are not in any order. So this first lesson is let go of people even when it hurts. Let go of people even when it hurts. So at 28, I did some restructuring of my life and putting people in proper places and just letting go of people. Like, even though it was hard, I let them go because I knew that when I let certain things go, God is going to bless me with something even better than I could ever imagine. Right? The next lesson that I learned was love like you've never been hurt before. So I started using dating apps last year, as many of you might know, and I just put myself out there, like, here I am, this is me, what's up? And I met a lot of great people. I went on quite a few dates, even though it was the pandemic. But in those experiences and just putting myself out there and operating as if I've never been hurt, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about what I like and what I don't like specifically. And it was a great experience, right? Sometimes I get so wrapped up in my head that prevents me from moving forward with people. But I put myself out there and dated and met people as if I never was hurt before. And doing that is hard because you have to push past your feelings, you have to push past your fears and do something new. My next lesson is build your confidence up, sis. Build your confidence up, bro. I don't even know if I have any male listeners, but build your confidence up. Okay, you are the bomb.com. You know, a lot of people had mental health issues during this pandemic. A lot of us, you know, since we be in the house, we be eating all the food, we not exercising like that. Some of us, you know, put on a few pounds, right? But you gotta still build your confidence, and you still have to love your body, even if your body is big, small, whatever. You still have to love yourself and build your confidence up. Build your confidence up. Okay, because you the bomb.com. Hello. My next lesson that I learned was, this goes into the other ones, but put yourself out there. What's the worst that can happen? So for me personally, automatically, I think that the worst is going to happen. I will start the whole like what if game, like, well, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what if so and so does this, or what if so and so does that, and the what ifs turn into one big spiral. The what ifs turn into one big like hurricane, and it just takes over to the point where like I said earlier, like it just prevents me from moving forward. It prevents me from doing certain things. I'm so wrapped up in worries about the future and worries about what could happen instead of living in the moment, right? So that, you know, that's important. Like, live in the moment. Live in the moment. Know your boundaries, know what you want, know what you don't want, but also live in the moment, because you might miss out on an opportunity, or you might miss out on a relationship because you're so worried about the what ifs. My next lesson is remember your foundation and remember your why. So quite a few times during the pandemic, I just did not want to do the podcast. Like, I know I probably missed a few episodes, weekly episodes last year, but I just honestly didn't feel like it. And one of the things that kind of pushed me back every time to doing the episodes is that someone out there is listening to me talk. Someone out there is writing down notes from the podcast episodes. Someone out there is getting the help that they need from these episodes, and that always pushed me to keep going. And also, another thing that pushed me to keep going was that, you know, I had people that listen from Georgia. I have people that listen from other states, people that I don't even realize are listening. And so I had to remember, like, this podcast at this point right now is not even about me anymore. It's about the people that I help and the people that listen and who are inspired to do better with the information they learned from this show. And that makes me happy to know that I'm helping someone. The next lesson. This one's a heavy hitter. The next lesson is forgive yourself. You know, oftentimes we talk about, you know, forgiving other people. We talk about forgiving the other person. But sometimes we have to start with self-forgiveness and forgiving ourselves for the decisions that we made. Forgiving ourselves for having a lack of boundaries, forgiving yourselves for making poor choices. Whatever you need to forgive yourself for, you need to forgive yourself. Because sometimes it's great that we are forgiving other people and, you know, not allowing that person to hold us hostage. But sometimes we also have to forgive ourselves. And that's another thing that can hold us back when we don't forgive ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to say sorry. Like, I apologize for not making better decisions. I apologize for not thinking. Like, you need to forgive yourself and give yourself grace, because we all make mistakes. That kind of rhymed. Not really. The next one is live in your truth, even if you only tell a few people. It is so important to live in your truth and live unapologetically you. You have to live in your truth, because if you don't live in your truth, you're always sitting there like just anxious and worried and nervous, because you're worried about, okay, what is this person going to say if I share my truth? Or what are they going to do when I share my truth? But all you can do, you can't control what nobody else says. You can't control what anybody else does. But what you do control is what you say and what you do. And sometimes living in your truth is better than living a lie. Because when you're not living in your truth, you're living in a lie. You're not living to your fullest potential if you're not living in your truth. Saying like, this is me, this is what I am, these are my struggles, these are my strengths. Like, you need to live in your truth. Live in your truth and stop living in a lie. Because when you live in lies, you're covering up. You have to cover up every lie that you tell. And when you live in your truth, you don't have to cover up anything, because it's your truth. Boom. And number 8 is always take care of yourself and treat yourself, right? Treat yourself. In that book that I read by Dr. Edith Edgar, she said you have to take care of yourself. You have to stop neglecting yourself, because there's only one you in this world. And if nobody else cares about you, you have to care about you first and foremost. My mom used to say it all the time. She used to tell me all the time, like, take leave and, do things with my leave, my paid time off. Because she was like, if you die today or tomorrow, or if you get sick and can't return to that job, all they're going to do is, oh, we're sorry. Hope you feel better. And then fill your position, put that post on the website within 24 hours. You have to take care of yourself, because nobody is going to take care of you like you take care of you. Eat right, go to therapy, exercise, attend your doctor's appointments, follow what your doctor says. Like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. It's important. It's imperative. You want to live a long life. You have to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So y'all, I hope these 8 lessons bless y'all. I might do a part 2. I don't know. I always say that and never do a part 2. So never mind. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I might do an Instagram live on this later in the week. So yeah, hope these 8 lessons bless you. It bless me. And have a great week.